Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into a pretty big agricultural shift happening right now. It's all about perennial crops.
Yeah, I think orchards, vineyards, your favorite fruits and nuts, basically.
Exactly. And we've really dug into this company, Aerobotics.
That's right. They're real innovators. Our mission here is basically to pull out the key stuff about what they're doing,
Yeah.
save you the reading time.
Make sure you get the important bits, the potential impact.
And it's quite a mix of tech they're using.
It really is. That's what caught my eye. AI, drones, even satellites.
A powerful combination, yeah. And it's bringing real benefits to farmers
Yeah.
and maybe even, influencing the food you end up eating.
Okay, let's get into it. Aerobotics. Who are they? What makes them tick?
Okay, so Aerobotics. They're an agri-tech company. Started in South Africa back in 2014.
Right.
Founded by James Patterson and Benji Meltzer. And they've become a global leader pretty quickly in precision agriculture.
Precision ag, okay. But specifically for those perennial crops.
Specifically, fruits, nuts, vines. The ones that stick around year after year.
So not your typical field crops like corn or wheat. Is there a reason for that focus?
Yeah, exactly. Perennials, they have these unique long-term management needs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aerobotics saw that and really tailored their tech. Their whole thing is smartly combining AI, machine learning, and analyzing all this really high-res imagery.
From drones and satellites, you said?
From both, yeah.
Yeah.
Drones for the super close-up view, satellites for the bigger picture.
AI and drones. Sounds futuristic, but what's the actual problem they're solving for farmers? What's the main goal?
The big idea is giving farmers this, unprecedented level of detail about their farms, tree by tree, sometimes even fruit by fruit.
Wow.
And that insight lets them fine-tune everything, irrigation, fertilizer, pest control.
So being much more precise.
Exactly. The goal is better yields, higher quality crops, but also doing it more sustainably, using fewer resources.
And you said they're global.
Oh yeah, they're expanding fast. Suggests they're definitely onto something farmers need.
Okay, that gives us a good picture of who they are. Let's dig into the tech itself now. How does it actually work for a farmer on the ground? What's under the hood?
Right, so the heart of it is their own cloud platform. It's called Aeroview.
Aeroview. Got it.
Think of it like the brain, yeah. It takes in just massive amounts of data from the drones, which have these advanced sensors, and also from satellite images.
So it's more than just taking pictures from the air.
Oh, absolutely. Way more. Aeroview uses complex algorithms, basically AI, to turn that raw imagery, that visual data, into actionable intelligence.
Actionable intelligence. What does that mean in practice?
Well, they use multispectral imagery. So the sensors are capturing light beyond what our eyes see, different wavelengths.
Aha, okay. Like infrared or something?
Sort of, yeah. It lets them pick up on subtle things, like changes in chlorophyll in the leaves, which can show stress or disease way before you'd spot it walking the field.
That early detection must be huge.
It is. So they're turning what these sensors see into actual insights a farmer can use. Like, okay, this section needs water, or we need to check these specific trees for disease.
Right. So concrete steps for better farming.
Exactly. Better yields, more sustainable methods. That's the core function.
Okay, actionable intelligence from this detailed imagery. That sounds powerful. Give us some concrete examples. What kind of things can the AI actually spot?
This is where it gets really impressive. The AI doesn't just look at the whole field. It zooms right in. Individual trees. Sometimes even individual fruits.
Individual fruits. How detailed can it get?
Very. So it can spot the absolute earliest signs of pests or disease, like way before it's obvious.
Before a farmer might even notice.
Often, yes. And it monitors tree health constantly. Stress levels, chlorophyll, indicating maybe nutrient issues or water problems.
So it's like a health check for every single tree.
Pretty much. It
Yeah.
moves beyond just treating the whole field to treating specific trees or even branches.
Imagine the savings on chemicals alone.
Exactly. If you spot disease on one branch before it spreads, you target that, not the whole orchard. It's huge for costs and the environment. Traditional methods just can't match that.
So it's like constant, super detailed scouting across the entire farm done by AI?
You got it. And more. It flags irrigation problems, too much water here, not enough there.
Allowing for quick fixes.
Right. Plus, really accurate tree counts, measuring canopy size. That helps predict yields much better.
And you mentioned fruit level data for some crops?
Yeah, for things like citrus. They can get data on fruit count, size, even color distribution on the tree.
Wow, that's invaluable for harvest timing and quality control, I bet.
Absolutely.
Okay, so The AI does all this amazing analysis, but how does the farmer actually use this? How do they see it? That's the Aeroview platform, the command center.
Exactly. Aeroview is designed to make all this complex data easy to understand and, crucially, easy to act on.
User-friendly is key, I imagine.
Definitely. Farmers log in, they see detailed maps of their orchards with all the analytics layered on top, reports generated by the AI. It's built to fit right into their workflow.
So what can a farmer do with Aeroview? What are the key features, the real benefits they see day to day?
Okay, a big one is creating management zones, really specific zones within their fields.
Based on the AI analysis?
Right. The data shows, okay, this block needs more nitrogen, or this patch is stressed. So they divide the orchard into areas needing different treatments.
So super targeted interventions.
Precisely. Fertilizer, pesticides, water, applied only where needed, which, optimizes resource use massively.
Saves money, uses less stuff.
Yeah. Big cost savings, and obviously much better for the environment.
That's a win-win. Targeted action for economic and environmental gain.
Totally. And because the data on tree health and fruit development is so good, yield forecasts become much more reliable.
Which helps with planning harvest, sales.
Everything. Labor planning, marketing.
Mm-hmm.
And they can track progress, too. See if their interventions are working over time.
A continuous feedback loop.
Exactly. Refining practices season after season.
This really does sound like a major shift in how farms are managed. Is this just on a few test farms, or is it really taking off? What's the scale?
Oh, it's way past the test stage. Aerobotics is properly global now, operating in 18 countries.
18 across.
Africa, the Americas, Europe, Australia, pretty much everywhere, perennial crops are significant.
And where's their biggest market?
Interestingly, it's the USA, helping fruit and nut growers there, especially somewhere like California where water management is just critical.
Right, that makes sense. 18 countries, US focus.
Okay.
That says a lot. Do you know how much data they're actually crunching?
Get this, they've processed data from over 81 million trees.
81 million.
Yep, and analyzed over 1 million individual citrus fruits. Just gives you a sense of the scale.
That's staggering.
And that massive data set, it's one of the largest of its kind. It's constantly feeding back into their AI, making the models smarter, more accurate all the time.
Okay, 81 million trees. That's hard to even picture. Let's bring it back down to the farmer again. What are the absolute core benefits for them? Why should growers be looking at this AI and drone tech?
Okay, it really boils down to better productivity and better profitability.
The bottom line.
Yeah. Spotting problems early, intervening precisely, that cuts crop losses significantly. Pests and diseases can easily cause like 15% loss otherwise.
That's a big chunk.
Huge. Then there's optimizing resources, water, fertilizer, direct cost savings there, and healthier crops, more predictable, higher quality yields. That means better prices, a stronger business.
It makes perfect sense financially. But you mentioned sustainability earlier, too. How does Aerobotics help on that front?
Well, precision ag itself is inherently more sustainable.
Well, because you're not just spraying everything.
Exactly. You drastically cut down on the blanket application of water, chemicals, fertilizers. That reduces the farm's environmental footprint.
Which is crucial these days.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Water scarcity, protecting pollinators, reducing chemical runoff. It all ties in. And by helping farmers manage resources so efficiently, it also makes them more resilient to, climate change impacts.
It sounds like they're not standing still either. Are they constantly developing new things?
Oh yeah, definitely committed to innovation and making it easier for farmers to use.
Like what?
Things like their drone scouting app. It integrates drone data with what farmers see on the ground. And they're using smartphone tech more for in-field data capture, always trying to improve practicality.
Talking about it is one thing, but seeing it, I think I read something about CNN Africa featuring them, showing it in action.
Yes, that's right. CNN Africa did a segment, showed how the tech was actually changing things on a farm in South Africa.
Ah, a real-world example.
Exactly. Made it really tangible. You could see how it optimized operations, saved resources right there on the farm.
I also saw a mention of a radar chart visualizing their performance. What was that about?
Yeah, the radar chart is basically a visual way to show how Aerobotics aims to boost performance across different areas compared to traditional farming.
Like yield, sustainability.
Yield, sustainability, efficiency, those key things. It showed, a clear uplift across the board, a quick visual summary of the benefits.
And there was a mind map, too, to show how it all connects.
Right. The mind map just laid out the whole system visually. Core tech, AI, drones, satellites, Aeroview, linking to the impact on farming, their global reach, the business side.
Showing it's a comprehensive solution.
Exactly. Not just one piece of tech, but an integrated system.
Okay, so just to lock in some key facts, we also had a summary table, right? A sort of aerobotics at a glance.
Yeah, that table's handy. Hits the main points. Founded 2014, founders Patterson and Meltzer, HQ in Cape Town.
Core tech, AI, ML, drones, satellites.
Focus on perennials. 18 countries, U.S. largest market. List the key benefits for farmers.
And funding. I remember seeing something about that.
Yep, significant funding. Notably, a $17 million Series B led by Naspers. And mentioned some awards, too, like from Fast Company. It's a good, quick reference.
No doubt listeners have questions forming. Did the info cover common ones? Like which crops exactly?
It did. It clearly states the focus is perennials, fruits, nuts, vines, because of those specific long-term management needs.
And the sustainability angle.
Emphasize that, too. How targeted intervention reduces resource waste, lowers environmental impact. That came through strongly.
What about ease of use? Is it super complicated for a farmer?
The material suggests it's designed not to be. Aeroview is meant to be accessible, actionable, turning complex data into straightforward insights.
And accuracy. Can farmers trust the data?
Well, given the sheer volume of data they process, those 81 million trees, and how they constantly refine the AI models, the implication is definitely high accuracy and reliability.
Okay, this has been a really fascinating look at aerobotics. If people listening want to dig even deeper, where should they go?
Well, lots of places. You could look into AI and perennial crops more broadly, or advances in drone tech for agriculture specifically.
Comparing different agri-tech startups, maybe.
Yeah, or the economic benefits of precision ag for fruit and nut growers. And of course, the Aerobotics website itself is the primary source.
Any other good articles or sources mentioned?
Yeah, articles from places like Flightopath, Tech Framework, Fox News, TechCrunch, Business IT, newspaceeconomy.ca. They all offer different angles, plenty to explore.
So, wrapping up this deep dive on aerobotics, what's the main thing you want people to take away?
I think the core message is that this is a really significant leap forward in ag tech. Aerobotics is using these sophisticated tools, AI, aerial intelligence, to give perennial crop farmers genuinely practical, impactful insights.
It's not just tech for tech's sake.
Not at all. It delivers real value, better productivity, better profits, and importantly, better environmental stewardship.
Absolutely. And even if you're not a farmer, you can see the potential knock-on effects, right? More sustainable farming, maybe better quality crops, a more stable food supply. It touches everyone eventually.
It really does. Which leads to a final thought, maybe something for you to chew on.
Go on.
As we see AI and this kind of aerial intelligence getting baked into how our food is grown,
Yeah.
well, what other industries might be next? Where else could this kind of super detailed, data-driven approach cause a similar kind of transformation?
That's a really interesting question to ponder. Definitely food for thought.